Friends, today we are going to talk about James Lumley, who in 1865 saw something crash in the mountains of Missouri in America. Astronomers have long held the belief that it is possible that heavenly bodies are inhabited, even the comets and the meteors. Possibly meteors could be used as a means of conveyance by the inhabitants of other planets in exploring space, and it may be that some future Columbus from Mercury or Venus may land on this planet by means of a meteoric conveyance and take full possession, as the Spanish navigators of the New World did in 1492, and eventually drive what is known as the human race into a condition of most pathetic existence. It has always been a favorite theory with many that there must be a race superior to us. The newspaper, the Missouri Democrat, dated October 19th, 1865, gives an account of sighting of an unknown flying object under the headline of "A Strange Story, Remarkable Discovery." Mr. James Lumley, an old Rocky Mountain trapper who had been stopping at Everett House for several days, makes a most remarkable statement to us, and one which, if authenticated, will produce the greatest excitement in the scientific world. Lumley said that about the middle of last September, he was engaged in trapping in the mountains about 75 to 100 miles above the Great Falls of Upper Missouri. Just after sunset one evening, he saw a bright, luminous body in the heavens, which moved with great speed in an easterly direction. It was plainly visible for at least 5 seconds, when it suddenly separated into particles resembling the bursting of a skyrocket in the air. A few minutes later, he heard a heavy explosion which shook the earth, and this was shortly followed by a rushing sound like a tornado sweeping through the forest. A strong wind sprang up about the same time but suddenly subsided. The air was also filled with a strange smell of sulfur. This incident would have made a slight impression on the mind of Lumley, but for the fact that on the following day he discovered, at the distance of about 2 miles from his camping place, that as far as he could see in either direction, a path had been cut through the forest. Several meters wide, giant trees uprooted or broken off near the ground. The top of the hills was shaved off, and the earth ploughed up in many places. Great and widespread havoc was visible everywhere. Following up this track of desolation, he soon understood the cause was an immense object driven into a side of the mountain. On examination of this object, it showed that it was divided into compartments, and in various places, strange symbols were carved on the surface of this object. More than this, Lumley also discovered fragments of a substance resembling glass, and here and there dark stains as though caused by a liquid. He was confident that the symbols were the work of human hands, and that the object itself, although but a fragment of an immense body, must have been used for some purpose by animated beings. Strange as this theory appears, Lumley relates to it with so much sincerity that we are forced to accept it as true. It is evident that the object or stone which he discovered was a fragment of the meteor which was visible in this section in September last. It will also be remembered that it was also seen by Colonel Bonville, as it was seen to separate into particles or explode. Well, friends, we don't know what actually happened to Lumley, or if other versions of this account are out there somewhere. It can be reasonably said he probably did not recover the UFO. Does that mean it's still out there? Lumley gave the location of the crash at around 75 to 100 miles above the Great Falls of the Missouri in the mountains, implying that he probably was upstream in the mountainous area near the river itself. There are indeed mountains in that area, and Lumley's lost UFO might just still be sitting there, partially buried in a mountainside, with its symbol perhaps now slightly eroded, waiting for some explorer to find and reveal it to the world. Unless, of course, the government didn't get to it first. Lumley described this incident with utmost sincerity, and in 1865 he had no reason to lie or attain popularity by inventing this encounter. And neither did he carry the broken glass pieces with him as proof of all this. Well, this reminds me of John Wolski, the Polish man who was friendly abducted and told his story, and even after finding footprints, never thought of photographing it or making molds of them. Well, friends, here we have an encounter where the heavenly object might still be lying in that area. Well, that's all for today. See you in the next episode. Till then, stay safe. Friends, this was our today's video. We hope you loved the video. Well, if you did, please like the video and share it with your family and friends. And if you have come to our channel for the first time, kindly subscribe to our channel, and along with it, push the bell icon to get notifications for our new videos. So that's it for today. We shall meet you again with some interesting facts. Till then, namaste.